like a Hellcat.
It's okay to be fucking happy. You feel me? It's okay to get loud sometimes. It's okay to not choose to argue. It's okay to ignore a motherfucker. You feel me? It's okay to do you. It's okay to say no. You dig what I'm saying? It's okay to show all your motherfucking teeth, whether you got them or not. It's okay to eat what you want sometimes. It's okay to live your motherfucking life for you. It's all right. It's all right to have joy in your heart. It's all right to walk around saying hello to people even though they don't say nothing back because you feeling good. It's all right to give back. It's all right to know you the shit and wear that shit with confidence. It's all right to be all right, baby. And guess what? You better than all right because you having a good ass day. Shut up. It's gonna be all right. I love you. I'm here for you. You are so blessed. And guess what? More blessings are coming. Hello.
And that would be message. Let me tell you, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but notifications are not working correctly. StreamYard is not working correctly. I was live a little while ago. It would not make my video public. I've had a long day today. A lot has been going on, but I am glad that you all are here and we are going to get started. I don't want to hold you guys any longer, and I have a guest who will be joining us in just a while. So let me go through here. Sean. Hey, Sean. Michelle's daughter. Hey, love. And thank you so much for that birthday blessing. I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. Okay. We have Cheryl here. So I'm glad you're here. Listen, this is going to be for grown folks. We're going to be raw, honest. I did a poll and I asked everybody what they wanted me to talk about. And this got the most views, which will be a woman who's straight, married to a man, children and everything, now only dates women. A lot of people have questions that they want to ask sometimes, you know, your mind, you'd be curious, like, well, why this? Or, you know, so we're going to ask all of those questions. Some of the other things that was on the poll, they kind of got high votes. I may still do those anyway at some point in time. I just have to see how this goes and to see if it's something that people want, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna come on here and waste my time. Now I don't clock numbers because listen, as long as there's one person on the other side of the screen and I'm not talking to myself, I'm good. Okay. All right. Sister Crystal, how are you doing? Okay. And I feel so bad because my friend has been waiting to like eat her dinner and everything until I called her. So, and she has to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So I feel bad about that. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, I want you guys to know, if you have any questions at all, you can ask whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something where you have to feel like you can't ask this question or that's too much. She's going to be on the phone and not on StreamYard because she's not like all techie, so she doesn't want to do it that way. So she's going to be on the phone. So if you guys have questions, I will ask her. She's pretty much down to earth person, and we've been friends for a long time. So I don't think she's going to feel any type of way about certain questions. And I definitely have some questions. I'll go probably slow, and then I'm gonna speed it up. Because like this even got involved to the point of a baby and stuff like that. So we have a lot to cover when we talk about this. So let me get her on the phone right now. Sister Crystal, you gonna be a moderator for me again? Huh? She probably like, hell no, you crazy bitch. Hey, Kath. I'm sorry it took me a while. I was having issues with the streaming service.
Oh no.
It wouldn't make it public. So I pretty much let them know that what we're going to be talking about today. I told them we've been friends for a long time. Just to break it down a little bit more, I met Kathy in 1999. Yeah. So I've known her basically when I only had 2 kids. So I've known her before the prince was even thought of. Funny story behind that, but we're not going to get into that today with the whole pregnancy test, right? And you know, we're friends to the point where I know her bank account information. She know my bank account information. Bitch, you need some money? I'm running to the bank and putting it in there. That's what type of friends we are. Like, I remember a time when my car had broke down, and at this time I was living in District Heights, and she was in Suitland, a couple lights up the road. She would come through, give me her truck. I drop her off at work, take the kids to school, do what I had to do. So we're those kind of friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So I'm happy that she's here today. So I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of backstory, right? So when I met her, at that time, she was not in a relationship, but she was dating. You know what I mean? Because I remember you was dating somebody at the place of employment. We're not going to get into that because they like to dox people. So I know you were dating, and you were dating men and stuff like that. And then after some time, the person you ended up marrying, he was in jail, but you guys were together before he got locked up.
Yes.
When he got out, you guys got married. I did say, Kathy, you might want to wait a while, because
I should have listened.
Y'all know how that jail love be, honey. It'd be the sweetest letters you ever read in your life. Okay, they be romancing. So right. So she got married, and how long did you even file for divorce? Let's start with that.
I did, and he contested the first time that I filed. So I was waiting on to get my papers, court date and everything. And since the sheriff's department never wrote down that they even served him the paperwork, they mailed me my check and everything right back. But now I have to start this process all over again. Well, in the meantime, life has happened. So I just never really worried about it until he was ready to, finally say yes to give it to me.
So legally, you guys are still married.
Right, yes, legally on paper, yes.
Okay, so skip the legal part of being married. How long were you all in a relationship as far as your marriage? How long were you trying to work it out?
Wow,
like at the time you... No, but when you got married, how long were you all together before shit was crazy?
A year.
A year? Okay, 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 year. Okay, so after you and him separated, at that time, you didn't start dating women at that time. I don't think you were.
No, I was actually dating a guy. I had another male friend at the time. He was in the military, whatever, and so forth. And he had to go out. He got deployed to Iraq, and in that time, his mom had gotten sick. He had to go back home to Chi-Town.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. After that, I didn't see the guy anymore. And we lost contact, after then, during that, that time frame. It was after then I started dating a female after that point.
Okay. So how long have you been dating women? How many years has that been?
Oh, wow. Let's see. It's been about maybe 13, 14 years now.
You said 13 years?
Oh.
It's been that long?
Yes, because I got married, I want to say like 05, 06, and I think I got married like 05, and we stayed together for a year. So I've been dating women since like 06, somewhere like that. I know about, what I'm saying? So it's been a while. So I know it's been more than at least 10 years, at least. It's been over that.
Okay. So it's been about over 10 years. I didn't realize it had been that long. Well, because it's not like I'm keeping account for who you sleeping with. Now, for me, of course, I don't care who people love and who they want to sleep with, but it's a little bit different when you meet someone and they're dating men and they're married, and then later on they only want to deal with women, because it's not like you don't consider yourself to be bisexual. Is that correct?
Right.
So why don't you consider yourself to be bisexual even though you have children?
Well, because I don't sleep with men at all.
Okay.
I don't sleep with men at all. I don't prefer to sleep with men. I've tried it in these past, during the time I've been dating women. I think I've did it, talked to a man maybe twice during that time, and it just got on my nerves so bad. I never looked back. I just kept it moving. So I don't consider myself a bisexual because I don't plan on being with no man. I don't sleep with none. As far as I know right now, in my mind frame, I don't want to be in a relationship with no guy.
Well,
with a man.
I just learned something right now, because I didn't even know that you had even been with any men during this time of you dating women. I thought it was just straight women. So you just sampled it out to see, you know what I'm saying? You trying to see what that was on. Okay, so you tried it, didn't care for it.
Right.
Okay. Now, the one thing I guess the biggest thing for me has been it's the drama with these women. So, of course, somebody like me, and maybe it's an ignorant question, it's like, what the hell are you going to leave a man to get with a woman, and it's a bunch of goddamn drama going on?
Well, not so much as that. It's more so emotional than with a female than it is a guy. It's the emotional part of it as well, because it's drama. I don't care whether you're dating a man or a woman. The drama and the bullshit is basically the same. But when you get to the emotional part of it and the feelings part of it, it's a lot different than being with a guy. Because when you're with a guy, how long it take you to learn about a guy? It's not that long with women. Our relationships are very fast because all we do is talk to each other. We're like the best of friends. Men are not so much as open to discussing how they feel and certain things about that aspect. They don't care to open that door to.
So basically, do you feel like because it's more of like an emotional connection, and because we can be very sensitive, and then that's why you kind of get caught up like in your feelings? Maybe that's where some of the drama comes from.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly where it evolved from. And then with women, you learn a lot about yourself. Certain, as I know for me, now I can't say for everybody, but I know for me, there was a lot of things that I learned about myself as a female that I haven't didn't learn from a man, and I've been dating them years before, as far as I would say, as far as this little things like, trying to put on makeup, actually going out on a date, but not always talking about sex, hooking up, doing those types of things. That's not always on a woman's mind when you're talking to a woman or courting a woman or dating someone. Sex is not like it is today. With a guy, when we can hook up, when we get together. They ain't asking you when we go to a movie, can I take you out to dinner? Females is completely different from all of that.
So you feel like, okay, so do you feel like with the woman, she's trying to more so, I'll say, like, make love to your mind versus your body?
Right.
Trying to get that connection versus with men, they trying to hit it, and maybe y'all might fall in love later on.
Right. With females, it's completely different. It's like I said, it's completely different because they get to know you. Y'all got some of the same things in common, or you're learning each other. And all women do is talk, so you're getting along more. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be, like I said, we're established. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but it's easy to be worked out as opposed to a lot of other things dealing with a man.
Right. And so I'll say that's a benefit of what you got out of dating women versus men.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think some of the downsides, or do you think that there's any negative with it, like that you missed as far as like dating women?
No, not really. The only thing I could tell you about, not to me, no. I don't miss dating a man at all. When I listen to my other friends who are married or who in a relationship with guys or going through things, I am blessed. that I'm not in a relationship with no guys. I just don't have that kind of time to be putting in. And my first relationship with the female was abusive. So I can't say that it's all peaches and cream because it's not. And I just felt like all men are not the same, and neither is all women. So I had no reason to look back on being with the guy at that time.
Right. Right. Okay. And so when you were younger, did you always feel like you wanted to be with a woman, or is it just something you decided to try? Because I feel like some people are born that way. I feel like some people, you get with a man, he want to, oh, let's do a threesome. Then you start doing this type of stuff, and maybe you get turned out, and then that's what's going on.
Well, not with me. I've always been, well, to me, I just was curious to know what was a female doing that a man wasn't doing.
Girl, you know what they was doing. Listen.
A whole lot more than a damn, and you got that shit, a whole lot more than a damn man, because I tell people, it's like, say if your car break down, as a friend and females, whether you are just like you and I, as a females, if you need something, I got you.
Right.
You call a man and tell him, you need something, or when you gonna get, what is in it for them? It's always that catch-22.
Right.
Females are not like that. I can call female friends, gay or straight, and say, hey, I'm in a situation, I need some help right now, it's emergency, or, I'm in a jam right now. I couldn't get that from a guy. It's totally, there was always that catch-22 as opposed to being with a man. It's always they want something in return. And right now, when I'm going through something, anybody, female-wise, you're going through something. Last thing you want to hear is a man talking to you about a catch-22. It's either going to be a yes or a no. Females, it's going to be a yes or no, but at least I know they're going to try to, to see what they can do to help you out.
Right.
Men don't do all of that all the time.
So you basically was curious. Now, this is what I've always said, right? I've never been with a woman, nothing like that. But I've always said, well, a woman knows her body. So, of course, another woman is going to know that woman's body. So, she's going to do everything that you need her to do. So you're probably going to get turned out if you're not gay. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I've always kind of felt about that. So you were curious, and then you decided to go ahead and start dating.
It took me a while. It took me a while to actually. You got to be comfortable to sleep with a female. It's not like a guy but that's the normal shit. With a female, to me, I feel as though you have to be comfortable enough to sleep with female. Unless you got started when you're younger. When I say young, I mean in your 20s. I just started dating women until my mid-30s. So it was a lot different to be cautious about who you taking your clothes off for.
Right.
It's not like you have to be real comfortable.
Well, and I already know as far as your mother, because I call her mother Mama, okay? Mm-hmm. And me and Mama, we get down in the bank account as well. Okay. Me and Mama and them gets down in the bank account, okay? Listen, her mother wanted me to move and live with her out in Virginia. And I don't mean the DMV, Virginia, all the way out Chesapeake, 6 hours away. That's what type of
it's 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours away. Yeah. So
3 hours.
Her mama's my mama too, right? So I already know with that, they would know. Did you feel afraid to share this information with your friends and your family as far as letting them know I'm a lesbian now?
No.
Oh, you didn't feel nervous at all?
No.
Did you have anybody that treated you different once you told them? Did you lose any friendships, any family?
I didn't. Yeah, I lost family. My mom was number one at the list. And the rest of the family just was like, oh, it's wrong, tried to turn my children against me. And it was a big ordeal with me and my mom that we didn't speak for almost a year.
Yeah.
Because of it. So out of all the people or the friends I could have lost, my mom, I think, was the most crushing. When family ain't worried about, because I ain't close to their asses, no way. So I really wasn't worried about that. But my mom in the beginning was, Whitney, hey, at first.
Yeah, I definitely remember. I remember that period. That was a dark period for you.
Yeah, I went through a bad ordeal with that. And so when she found out that, it is what it is, she had to come to terms with it, because she as I'm a very stubborn person, so I ain't never got to call you. Once I got my mind made up, and you do me dirty, I don't have to call you. I made it this far. So I went through a bad ordeal with that. But as far as anybody else on the outside of that was close to me or that I've been around, or no. Mm-mm.
Right.
To be honest, no, not even my children. When my mom told my kids, of course they was young. I think Alonzo was about 12, Johnson was about 6, about 6. Yeah, about 6 or 7.
I think it's completely inappropriate because it's for you to tell your children that if you wanted to have that conversation.
My mom did it, and my son told. Well, of course he was the oldest, so he told my mom. He said, "Well, does that make me gay?" And my mom said, "No." And Alonzo said, "Well, only God can judge me. Not only God can judge my mama, not anybody else." And I ain't never looked back.
And you know what? With that being said, what people fail to realize is if you consider it to be a sin is a sin, and we all sin. Nothing outweighs another sin. So who are we to judge? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I told them. That's how I am now. When I go around family, they really don't bring it up too much now. They're a little more comfortable with it now. They just never really met any of my friends. I don't, anything like that. And like I told my mom, if I was married to a female, you saying I can't live in your house unless I'm married or whatever. But what if I was married to a female? What are you going? What would you do? And she said, well, I would have to really think about. Her think about it, because legally it'd be a legal document just if I was married to a man.
Right.
Okay. So she was like, I guess she just really had to get into a deep thought about it to think about giving me an answer on whether or not me and my wife would be able to spend the night in her house.
Right. And it probably was just a lot for her to deal with, because at the end of the day, a lot of our opinions are shaped on how we were raised. So however she felt is how she was raised, probably. So she didn't.
Not really.
You don't think so?
No, my mother's best friend was gay. She lived in people's houses.
Well, it's different when it's your friend versus your children.
But right. But my thing is, and like I said in the beginning, he was all wondering what we did, how we did, what we was gonna do, how we was doing, And like one of my coworkers told me the same thing. She was more subjective to it then than she is now when it's home. But now it hit home when she had to stop doing her thing and got her life together, got on track, found Jesus after all the years that she. Been out there in the world, as they call it. Now you want to sit here and pass a judgment on somebody.
Right.
No, you can't be, how long did it take you to get yourself together, personally, before you decide to, to judge anybody else? Now, that wasn't fair to me.
Now we're going to take this up a notch, because this is, to me, this is crazy what I'm about to say here. Out of situation I know with you. Now, at one point, I'm just going to give them a little bit of backflow of the story. Okay, so at one point, Kathy was dating a lady who wanted to have a child. Okay, and of course, Kathy already has 2 children. Which, how old are your kids now?
Well, my kids are 26 and 21.
Right. So this was a couple of years back where this had took place. So the girl she was dating wanted to have a baby, and y'all know how they do it right now. They don't really go to the clinics and do all of that. You know what I'm saying? You find Boo Boo or Ray Ray and whomever, whatever. You go to the hotel, make it do what it do, pray, you get pregnant and get that baby, right? So Kathy agreed, to allow her girlfriend to get pregnant and have a baby, because that's something that she wanted. And I guess I could understand that, because you don't ever want to stop someone from becoming a mother, especially when you've already experienced the blessing of being a mother.
Yeah.
So you agreed along with that situation. Why do you think you decided to agree with her that you were okay? And I'm not saying you were okay with her sleeping with a man, but you knew what y'all needed, his sperm. You needed it to happen. So
Well, it was more or less something she wanted to do. It was a situation where, like I said, I don't care who you are as a female wise, you always got a motherly instinct. I don't care nothing about whether you're gay or bi or whatever. You know, she has a right to be a mom if that's what she wants to do. To this day, even though she's had the baby or whatever, she's still gay. She still haven't put that I know of. Well, that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the beginning of our breakup or whatever, I guess she went through a rough patch as well as I did during that time frame. And I think we both been, nibbled and dabbled. I've only done it, like I said, twice. I believe she's done it at least, since we've broken up. I just felt like that was something that she wanted to do. Who am I to stop her as a parent? Either we were going to be together, we were going to make it work, into taking care of each child.
Right.
It was something she wanted to do. I shouldn't deny no, like you said, I have 2 kids. So who am I to say, oh, girl, you shouldn't have no baby or you shouldn't want no kids now? No, who am I?
Right. And I guess it would be just like dating a man and you may separate or break up and there's a child involved, but maybe it's different in this situation. But I think that was big of you to even be okay with that, because some people just would be like, it's a deal breaker, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that was, and then at this point, even though she's had the baby, do you have any relationship? Do you have a relationship at all with her or the baby?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So, let me see. If y'all have any questions, make sure to go ahead and drop them, because we just over here chit-chatting and talking. So you say you don't have any desire to ever be with a man again. You prefer to be with a woman. You feel like it's more of a emotional connection, less about hopping in the bed and having sex. Let me see. What if, well, I'm sure you wouldn't care because you are yourself. What if your daughter came to you and said that she's a lesbian? Would you have an issue with that, or how would you feel about that?
No, she talked. Well, she have talked to females.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Child, I'm getting tea over here today, honey. I've been on her forever. I ain't know none of this. See, that's why I go back to, I feel like it's born, or those thoughts are already there, or the chromosomes or something.
No, but she wouldn't prefer a female, no.
Oh, she wouldn't prefer, but she has talked to girls.
But she has talked to, I know of 2 that she has talked to. She's seen one of them here and there, on the street, hey, how you doing, whatever. But she doesn't prefer to be with, a female at all.
And shout out to No Nonsense. I can't see her, but I see people talking to her. So, hey, boo, thank you for coming through. So right now, are you single or are you dating?
Oh, single.
Single. Why are you single?
Well, I got a lot going on I'm trying to do for my, as far as myself. I'm trying to buy me a house, I'm working 2 jobs, so I don't really have, I can make time for what I want to do and who I want to be with, if that person comes to me or whatever the case may be.
Okay. Do you think it's harder for you at this point, at your age, if you don't mind sharing how old you are? She is Team Pisces as well. Team Pisces in the building. That's right.
Yes.
So tell them how old you are right now.
48.
48. So do you feel like the pressure to find someone to settle down? Do you feel like the same pressure, I guess, like when you're dating a man, I guess, as you get older, so you don't feel any pressure?
I don't feel pressure. My only issue is I'm never going to be lonely because I have I have 2 kids and they're here, with me, or I get to see them, or we do have a family night, or we are close knit, with us 3 or whatever. Right. But as far as a relationship, I think that would be the only thing that I miss is somebody to say, hey, let's go to the movies with, or hey, I'm going to travel here, I have somebody to go with me, as opposed to trying to see who wants to go and who not busy, can they go, or anything like that. It's just about the only thing I really miss is that really that companionship wise in the relationship. But anything else more than that, no, not really.
Right. And then it seems to be, or at least what I gathered, it seems to be like a unity, because when you do things, a lot of times it's other gay women, lesbians, and you guys do trips and vacations together.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes even with straight women, yeah, you're friends and you go and you do vacations and stuff like that. But you don't do it as much. I feel like it's not such a it's not as much unity, because if I'm doing something with my friends, 9 times out of 10, my husband's not coming as well. But I guess because it's all women, you all do it and you all vacation together and stuff like that.
Yes.
And when I'm doing stuff with my friends, I'm leaving him behind and going with my friends. So we don't really do the packing up our husbands and bringing them along with us. So I think that's one great thing to add.
Right, and then too, we go out, like my group now, we call ourselves the Circle of Friends, and it's make up about maybe 10 of us now, and we go out like each other's birthdays, we all plan, we get together around birthdays, we do plan something for holidays. Because of COVID, we really haven't been hanging out with any clubs or anything like that. The second Saturday Saturday, we usually try to go on bowling night, once a month or so, to say, hey, how you doing? What's going on over here? What's going on over there? So everybody can get together, see everybody, talk, chit chat. One year we all went to Vegas together. Those who could make it, we all went to Vegas together. We was going on our first LGBTQ cruise in last September, but because of COVID, we didn't make it. But we do a lot of events that's for the LGBT community, as opposed to me going out to somewhere with you. I would go, but I wouldn't be in my own element.
Right.
Because I ain't dancing with no nigga. I don't need to be grinding and sliding.
He gonna have you on the sandwich.
Yeah, I ain't for all that bullshit. Now 2 women, 2 men, don't get the hell off from me. I don't play that game. I'll go because I'm supporting you, but just for me to just go out like that or whatever. No, I have another friend that's like that. She goes, come on, let's go here, let's go there. I said, I might go there for a little bit. I might dance with you and the other young lady, but anybody else, I'm getting the hell out of here. I ain't for that.
And honestly, my circle of friends, I wouldn't say it has changed, but being married, I don't really hang with some of my old friends if they're not married, because they want to go to the club and pussy pop. I don't have time to get into no situation where somebody come up behind me, somebody snap a picture, and then I got problems at home. No, ma'am. So, I'm still friends with them, but I don't per se, we're not hanging out every weekend because we have a different lifestyle. So I definitely get that. Now we have a question from Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop with Sister Crystal. By the way, she is a content creator. If you guys are not subscribed to her channel, make sure you check her out. She says, did you have an agreement with the woman that had the baby to stay in the baby's life? That's a great question, because I always wondered, how did that really affect you? Because I know that you were buying stuff for the baby.
Yeah, that was the agreement. If we was to split, I would still want to be in the baby's life, if you need anything or whatever, because this is something that we decided that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So if it didn't work out, hey, if you need anything, call me. If he need anything, it was like that for a while in the beginning. Okay, I want to say he's at least 6 or 7 now. By the time he turned maybe 2, she stopped calling. I was blocked, and so she asked me to get Pampers and things like that, what he needed, and I had the Pampers in my car forever.
Wow.
And when I tried to call her to try, say, hey, here's the Pampers or whatever, or do he need anything else? Just give me a call, let me know. And she just never replied, never responded. I have spoke to her over these years. I talked to her, I want to say about a year. It's been almost a year now. And I asked her how was she doing. I told her one of my closest friends had passed, and she asked me how was I doing. I'm fine, the baby, whatever. And she was saying he started school late. And I was like, well, why didn't you call me if you needed my address to get, so he can be a stable, at least a stable address
home,
where
right.
you can at least get the child to school on time. So I want to say when he should have been in the first or second grade, he was just starting kindergarten.
Yeah, and I will say this, I wish that situations like that would turn out differently, because as I was telling you, my previous coworker, she ended up getting pregnant. She wanted a baby. She had the conversation with her girlfriend at the time. Then they broke up. She ended up having the baby. Well, actually, when she gave birth to the baby, they were still together, but they broke up shortly right after that. Once they broke up, that girl had no desire to be bothered with the baby. And it's just unfortunate. And I guess it's better maybe it happened the way it did with you before the child ended up getting attached to you. Because I feel like if people are going to do that situation, they should view it just like a man and a woman. And if they separate, it should still be the same thing, co-parenting and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just wish that, because at the end of the day, the kids are the ones that will end up losing out in the end. So that's just how I feel about that.
And she has the baby. Well, when she had wrote a little segment on Facebook or whatever. But my thing is, you're telling this child that his father didn't warn him and this and that, and don't do that to him. Don't tell the child the truth. Don't lie. Don't lie. So I recently ran into the father. And he was telling me that she was trying to take him to court for child support, and she made it seem like it was all my idea. I did all of the talking. No, I didn't talk to you by myself. All three of us sat down and had a conversation. So I said, well, the next time that happens, take my number, because when it's time to go to court, I will show up on your behalf, because I don't think that's fair to him. You dragging this man in this, knowing his situation of his own, and it wasn't like that. You never said anything other than that.
Well, that's similar to the situation with my coworker. But what she did was she told the guy she just wanted to get pregnant. He didn't have to take any responsibility. He didn't have to claim the baby, no nothing. But what she did, once she had the baby and the girlfriend and her separated, then she went and applied for food stamps and some other shit. Like before she started working, she went and applied for government assistance. And then they wanted her to give the father's information, and she ended up giving that information. And then he ended up basically getting locked up over child support for an agreement that he just did to help her out because she begged for it. Hey, Bella.
And that's how I feel. She did the same thing to him. She called me. This was back in, I want to say 2011 or 12. She called me to ask me did I know his first child's first name, and I said no. It's a real awkward name, so I can't remember what that is. And she was down at the courthouse then telling these people that she's trying to get child support. And I was like, why is she trying to get child support for an arrangement or an agreement for something that man has nothing to do with?
I'm telling you, pretty soon, I think it's going to be to the point where men are not going to agree to do this, because these women are doing it at the time they want the baby so bad that they'll tell them anything, any story that sounds right, and once they get that baby, and then once it comes down to the nitty gritty, they start giving up information, child support, and all that.
And I think that's unfair.
It's very much unfair.
I think it's unfair.
If they went to a sperm bank, the person wouldn't have to pay no child support.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I said. But by the time we found out about all of that, we are already, went through, of course, the old-fashioned way. But we did hear a clinic or someplace out in Rockville somewhere who I guess it's like each time you go, or a payment plan on that, to see can you conceive or whatever. And you just make payment arrangements or payment plans on, on that, and then you don't have to worry about who the father is. Like that. It wouldn't get all that.
Right.
I don't think it, and I think to me, I advise any woman that in that situation, I will advise them to go that way.
Let me tell you, like I told you the other day, the reason why people are not going that route, because without naming names, my friend, she got her tubes tied. Her children were grown and out of the house, started getting baby fever. So she was trying to figure out how she could conceive. So she looked at either going to that route or getting her tubes reversed. So the reason why she ended up getting her tubes reversed and trying that out is because every time they go to try to impregnate you, that's $10,000 every session, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to get pregnant. So when she got her tubes reversed and was trying to get pregnant, it took, I think, about 6 months. The first couple months, because I believe they were saying something was going on with one of the tubes. And then the other tube, something or another, but the guy, she went all the way up to South Carolina or whatever. And she paid a decent amount of money to have that done as well. But she figured once she got that surgery, they could have sex every day, every month, and hopefully get pregnant versus $10,000, you don't end up pregnant. Another $10,000. Most people not sitting around with millions, of dollars just to keep on trying that. And by the way, it was not she wasn't getting pregnant. She went and bought, since I always have to drop a gem, okay? So she was trying to get pregnant and it really wasn't working out. But what she did was she went to CVS and she bought this stuff called, I think it's called Pre-Seed. It's an ointment you can get over the counter without a prescription. She got that, and then she got what's called like a Diva cup, which some people use for their cycle. And then you use the ointment, and then you use the Diva cup, and it helps to keep the sperm up there for longer. And once she started doing that, bam, she ended up getting pregnant. And that ointment or whatever that stuff is only costs about $20, and the Diva cup might have been $10 or whatever. So if anybody out there trying to get pregnant and struggling a little bit, check into the Diva cup and the Pre-Seed stuff. Okay, listen. So let me read these questions here. And Bella, welcome for and coming. Okay, Just Be Real says my ex-husband donated sperm. Wow. So that 2 lesbians could have a baby, but he made them sign papers that they couldn't come back to him for child support, and they had twins. Wow.
Oof.
And you know what? It's a good thing that he got it in paper, because at the end of the day, these people get what they want and they do not care after. They don't care who got to go to jail, who got to do whatever, Yes, you can, Michelle. T.I., how are you doing? So Michelle's going to have a question. It's about intimacy. Listen, this is my good friend, honey. We just having a conversation. Y'all can ask whatever.
Look at you.
You have a Diva cup? Yeah, she was explaining how it helps to keep everything going up there. And I thought about having a live about that, because I have a friend that was having problems with fertility, and long story short, she didn't have 2 babies back to back. So yeah, it can be done. So Michelle's about to ask the question with intimacy, and I'm just going to ask the question flat out. Like it is what it is. Who gives better head, men or women?
Ooh. Wow. Honestly,
I just figured maybe the woman doing it better. I don't know.
It depends on that person's own skill.
Okay.
Yeah, because here's how it was explained to me when I was real young. I was dating a guy at the time, and I thought he put it to me as, if you was tied down, all you could move was your legs, and you was blindfolded, you wouldn't know who ate you out, a man or a woman, at that point.
Okay.
You wouldn't know, and he's right, because I've been on both sides of that track. So you wouldn't know. So I've ran into some women who did some bomb head, and of course, before I say to them, I know some men, and I know some women that don't know what the hell they doing, and they've been doing this shit for years. I wonder what happened, what's the problem. It's some men out here that don't know what they're doing either.
Well, I just learned something, because I just assumed that the woman would automatically know.
No, not necessarily.
Wow.
I've dated women that, they don't know what they doing either. You got to know. And then I've dated, women, just like some women use a strap better than men use their dick. But what's really going on out here?
And speaking of that, I had somebody tell me one day, and I couldn't even register it all through my head, right? They said, this is what they said to me. They said, because this person is, what they call him, the I guess like a stud, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so they said they don't always use a strap. Every girl that they're with doesn't prefer a strap. Some women don't even want a strap.
That's true.
So I'm just like, oh wow, I be just learning because I don't know. I just be listening.
Well,
you know,
that's why you got a lot of bisexual females, because they don't hook up with a female who used a strap. My case, when I first met a female, she didn't use one for over a year into our relationship, because that is something I already know about.
right?
So to get me to completely miss it, I had to go without it. So, and that's what we did. And the first female I ever dated, we didn't use a strap at all, because I've already been with a man. So to completely, what they would say, just completely get me wooed or wow, over or whatever, we just never used it. So if you're dating a female and she's dumb, and the first thing she want to do is use that, you're never going to miss being with a man. You're going to be flipping back and forth between a female with a female. And I've met women, if I'm with a female, I'm with a female. If I'm with a man, I'm with a man. I've met females, they got a man at home. The man don't mind her doing him, as long as, if she's a female involved. Because like most men think they're getting the better of both worlds.
Right.
Then you get into the threesomes and all of this other shit. Now you got to worry about is that other woman sleeping with your man while you're not around. You already know they sleeping together, but do you know your girlfriend is sleeping with your man, without you? That is the $1,000,002 question that you're going to have going on when you do things like that. So because I've been without it, I don't miss it. And that was the way that since I've been dating females, I'm not saying they don't. I've met females who do. But I can go either way. If they don't want to use it, they don't. I met a woman, she only has a strap because she don't never know what woman she'll meet to please the female. I have my own just in case. I have my own strap just in case I meet a female, who might want to, is up to her. So other than that, no. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't.
Well, I'm learning today. Okay, Michelle has a question. Having relationships with a woman, and why?
I do because it's just fun. Is
it because you feel like you have more of the friendship?
More connection, yeah. I have more connections. I have more friendship, more excitement being with the female than I do a guy.
I think probably what that is the friendship, because although I've been, of course, in relationships before and I've been married before, I feel like my marriage now, I know that there's nothing that's gonna make me divorce him. Period.
Right.
Because we're friends. We were friends first, so we have that connection. Right. So that's what makes things different. Like, I don't think there will be anything that would be a deal breaker that I'm gonna leave him. Like, it's not gonna that's
right.
Not gonna
and that's
happen.
Me. If once I find that soulmate or whatever, I'm not looking. If I meet somebody, I've been through, a lot of friends dating, talking, mingling, or whatever. But I just haven't found, the one that I would just say, okay, this is who I would want to be with. Am I, at this stage in my life, So, right. And also you meet a lot of women that, I want a female that, we can grow together with. We got some of the same goals in mind. Everybody has some things they're going through in their life. They just need to meet that person and say, hey, we both on the same page trying to do the same things in life or get the same things out of life. My kids are grown, so I have no reason to stay home. If I'm off tomorrow, or whatever the case may be, let her call me. I'm at her house or she's at my house. Or if I know I'm working 2 jobs and I get off Saturday at 1 o'clock, I know I'm going over her house until Monday.
Right. So Michelle has one more question. She says, when using a dildo, do you only use it on one person or both? So I guess it depends on the person, right?
Yeah, it depends because most dominant women do not want a female to use it on them at all. That's not gonna happen. Some of them don't need a dominant woman depends on that female. She not gonna let no woman touch her that way. As far as that is concerned, I do know that I have dated women that's never been penetrated by men, so I know damn well they about to do that.
Well, I'll tell you the craziest thing I ever heard, and Lord have mercy. Maybe it ain't even crazy. Maybe just crazy to me. I don't know. So the girl is like dominant or whatever, stud, however you want to put it. And she was complaining about this girl that she was dating or tried to date. And she was like, yo, she couldn't even give me head the right way, right? But she wasn't talking about head with her private part. She's talking about with the dildo. How the fuck do you know? It's not even attached to you. Like, what?
Because the situation is that don't have to be attached to a female for me to penetrate a woman.
Right.
I don't have to put that on, but if she doesn't know how to use it hand-wise, just like if you was using it on yourself, your own personal, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's the same way if you was using it on a female. She don't have to have that on to know what she's supposed to be doing now.
Right.
I don't know what she did wrong in that situation.
Child, I don't know either.
But I've dated a female who's been for more than 20 years, and she don't even know how to do the regular one-on-one. That's on top of me. It was terrible.
Wow. No, it just was crazy to me because who puts on a strap on and then you say that the girl not properly giving you head? You can't. It ain't attached to your nerves or no nothing. It makes sense to me, but I don't know.
She might have had it on and didn't know what she was doing. But some women go in there and think big is always better, and not knowing that you can still, ruin a female's insides if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So you done went in the store and bought something out the store that's 10 inches that you can't even control. So that's even worse. And you don't even know how to control it. You're trying to use it on, you're trying to use that on somebody else. That just ain't gonna work.
Now, Michelle had another question, and Polo is in here. Shout out to Polo. So Polo kind of answered it, but your answer could be different. Michelle basically saying, well, then how does the dominant woman get pleasure if she doesn't want anything used on her, or she don't want this?
If she's using a strap, most of them comes with a little piece on the inside of that they are rubbing against them as they're pressing against our bodies.
Oh.
I've seen them where they got this little. It looked like a little vibrator, a little tingly thing that they would use for them. For that.
Child, I ain't lying to y'all. I just learned something because I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Some of them come with a little piece on the inside. It's something when they pressing against it. It's something that's it's not like a little vibrator piece, but you put it on the inside of it as they strap that on, and once they strap it on, as they're pressing it, using it on us, they are getting their own little rock off. And some of them just get an orgasm just off the high of just doing the emotional part of the the imagination part of the sex from the start with, but they're actually not no man know that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at they having conversation here in the chat room. So I'm reading. I wouldn't use a strap. A woman already. So now that's a good one too, because when it comes down to the strap, so if you're out here dating, do you buy a new one every time you're dating somebody?
Hell no. You put on a condom on that strap, just like you do. If anything, you put on if you're with one female, most women of today, no, they use the same one. What they do is they wash it, and most women they put on a condom on it because they may be using it on multiple women, or they may have been with Jill for 4 years, and here comes Sally Rat, and she want to try it out. So They clean real well, and they'll put most. I know one female, she put a condom on hers because then she just a hoe anyway. But anyway, she put a condom on hers because she don't have one. Because you'll never know how many sex partners you're gonna have. You out dating, singling, and mingling. I mean, you don't know.
Now we do recall the YouTube tea, honey, when somebody was doing what they was doing and they got to a hotel and pulled out the old raggedy straps that looked like they got them from the Goodwill. Okay, I don't know what that was all about. Okay, but
that means they be using that same one.
Ooh, child.
Oh, you know, they done kept that same one. They ain't let me go get a new one. You know, John on more out over here. That's what the hell happened. I tell you that.
Ma'am. Come pick up some goddamn. Come to my house with a goddamn strap you done got from motherfucking Salvation Army, bitch. If you don't motherfucking put that shit in the trash and go to goddamn. What's the damn place where they what's the Spencer's? The Spencer's still around? Shit.
I ain't seen one.
Come here with that fucking old ass fucking shit you done got from fucking Poshmark.
Yeah, child, please. I don't know.
Let's be real, said them $400 ones is going in the washer. If it costs $400, you fucking right, that shit going in the washer.
Right, gotta wash that thing up, honey.
Hey, Vegas girl. Child, listen, it's a whole bunch of shit going on with this lesbian stuff. Like this whole bunch of rules and honey, I mean, listen, one thing I will say, because it's some dirty women. If you want to be with a woman, you definitely got to be a clean person and keep up your cooch and your body. If you with a man, you should do that still. But I'm saying with a woman, I feel like you need to be extra clean. You know. Oh no, that's the StreamYard. The StreamYard been acting a fool. StreamYard been acting crazy all day. Maybe we was getting too hot up in here. Things started acting simple.
Crazy.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do because we're almost at an hour, and I usually don't go over an hour. And I know you didn't eat, and I appreciate that you were waiting. So I'm just gonna give you. I'm gonna have like maybe 2 questions for you. One, if you could tell me your worst relationship that you've had since you've been dating a woman and why. You don't have to give me the whole story, but just kind of the gist of.
Well, my first relationship with a woman was bad,
and
it was abusive, so I couldn't do it. I did it for a year, and I was like, no, I can't.
Right, and of course, you never want anybody putting hands on you,
right,
or even abusing you mentally, right, emotionally, spiritually. Right. You know what I'm saying? Financially, all of that. So I definitely can understand that.
That was my father's words, Mom.
Right, and although apparently the relationship didn't work at that time because you're single now, but what has been your best experience since dating women, like the best girlfriend or best situation, and why would make that person great? Now, Kathy did have one girl that was on the news station. I'm not going to tell a story, but she matter of fact, I might have to tell that story. I might let you go and tell us.
I don't block that heifer. Oh my God.
She out of jail.
She been out. She done contacted me since she's been out. Matter of fact, when she first got out, I was with the girl that ended up having to pay for me. Her was together when she got out of jail.
Wow.
And she had contacted me some years after we had fell off or broke up or whatever, and she had called me, and I was like, who the hell is this? Because my number's been the same forever. So
right.
I'm like, who is this? And she was like, I couldn't catch her voice. And she was like, can you receive pictures? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, okay. I don't have time for games. Click. So the picture came through, and she calls me back. I was like, oh, hi, how you doing? So she wanted to know, how I was doing. Fine, of course, I was single at the time, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So anyway, she never told me she had a girlfriend, and she was supposed to have been giving me some money. And
she had a twin sister, right?
Yes.
Was her twin sister gay or not?
No.
No, okay. Are they identical twins?
Yes. The only way you can tell them apart is that Denise dressed Dom and Deanna is more feminine type. That's the only way you really can. And of course, Denise had dreads at the time, and then since then she done got tattoos everywhere, face, all that old shit. So yeah. So you can tell them apart now for real.
So what was your best situation with the girl, and why?
Well,
what made it the
my
best?
friend, it was a female. She was an older female. Me and her really hit it off. She treated me like a queen. She was a more tentative type. You know, she knew. You know, she was the type that, you know, you got a situation. She was like, okay, this is what we gonna do. You know, she would go to the grocery store. I would cook for her, anything like that. We gave each other good advice. You know, we are still friends to this day. Yeah,
now,
that was my baby.
Let me just hit y'all with one little more piece of drama right quick since I said it, okay? Kathy was dating a girl, and this girl was going on dating sites, right, to hook up with guys.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know how she met these guys. I really don't know how she would meet them. I just know she would talk to them and play 2 or 3 roles throughout their friendship until we got to the money.
Right, child. She was rolling in with the money. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna knock that. And when she see me now, if my hair not done or I don't have the latest, if she see me with my hair not done, she be like, "You got a girlfriend?" I was like, "No, why? Why you?" And don't let me say I got one and my hair not done. She'd be like, "Why your hair not done?" I was like, "You got a girlfriend? She ain't taking you shopping. She not doing it. You know, she not doing the things that."
I remember as soon as she had talked to me, she was saying, she was trying to give me like $10,000 or something. She was like, "You Kathy's friend, and long as y'all friends, I'm gonna make sure you good." I'm like, no, because we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't like you. As long as you taking care of my friend and she good, you know, you good. Like you ain't got to worry about me.
Right. She, like I said, I haven't talked to her in about, I think I've been over here where I live in now for about 3 years. I haven't contacted her. In fact, she has sent me a friend request back maybe about 3 years ago, and I don't block her from all that, so she can't send me anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even talk to her because I didn't want to deal with the drama. You know, me and her sister got into a fight after she got locked up, so that didn't pan out so well for her sister because I don't play that.
Well, y'all got into a physical fight with the twin sister?
Yeah, me and her guy being the twin sister got into a fight. This was, her mom had passed, and she's trying to come over my house and cuss me out and talk to me like I'm on the street, or you really don't know me too well. So we ended up, she ended up barging in my house, just pushed my daughter out the way, and she just come in my bedroom running her mouth. And so I was like, okay, let me show you this how I get down. It was a fight to the bitter end.
They better know don't be coming for no Pisces like that. Okay.
Yeah, I done grabbed her by them cynically. She told me something, girl, my edges still ain't growing back. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You come in from my house like you pay the bills. Honey, I don't play them games.
Well, I will say this was very, very interesting. This was very, very different. I'm going to be having more, like real conversation, real life stuff. That's what I'm trying to do over here. So I thank you, Kathy, for being here. Do you guys have any questions before I end with her on the line? And Polo, if you were asking about Kiki, I wrote down her number, and I'm looking everywhere and I cannot find it. But I've just had a lot going on, so I'm gonna still try to look for it because I am concerned about her. I had some people asking me in my IG about her, so if I get her number, I'm going to definitely get with her as soon as possible. Sean, you dropping a link? Who you dropping a link to? I'm not for sure what thing she's dropping, but if you're trying to drop for somebody to come on, that's this is this one. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It was very, very interesting, and I appreciate you for taking your time, Kathy, and make sure you go eat. And you already know I love you and I appreciate you. Like, Kathy is one of those people, like I know she'll do anything for me, and I'll do anything for her. And I only really had one, well, not to say I only had one other friend, but like that I could literally say that about was Steve, and he's gone. You know what I'm saying? But those were my 2 people that I know no matter what, always gonna have my back, and I'm always gonna have their back. So I appreciate you for taking this time, and I'm gonna send you the link so you can listen back to yourself and see the people in the comment section and all that kind of stuff. And we'll talk later on this week and we'll catch up, okay?
Okay then.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right. Only thing I want to tell you guys is on this Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live. It's going to be doing a part 2 with the COVID vaccination. Sharon, who's a nurse, we already did the first live where we talked about COVID. We talked about the vaccinations weren't out yet, but she's going to be giving information as far as like who should not be getting the vaccination, what could happen with the vaccination. She's working on the front lines in a COVID center. So she's going to be coming through with that information, and that will be this Sunday. I don't know the time yet, but I will put it up for you guys to check it out. And of course, if you guys have any topics that you want me to discuss, you can always let me know when I'm doing a live, a video, or hit me up on IG. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather have less views and don't have all that drama. Like, I just turned 45 years old. I don't have time to be sitting here doing no beefing for dollars and all this crazy stuff that they have going on YouTube. I don't have no time for it at all, okay? I thank each and every one of you. If you are a content creator, make sure you come back to this video once it processes. Leave that down below so people can subscribe and support your channel as well. That's it, and that's all. I will see you in my next video. Good night. Bye-bye.